Hello everyone, so today I've created an everyday kind of autumn transitional makeup look. I think it's a really good look if you don't want to bear the bold lip yet and you want to slowly transition into autumn. If you want to see how I got this look, carry on watching. For my base I'm going to go in with two products today, and I'm going to use the Bare Minerals Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream in the shade 02 Vanilla, and I'm also going to mix in a bit of the Match Perfection foundation by Rimmel. This is in the shade 100 Ivory, and I'm going to use the two today just because I want a bit more coverage, try and get rid of the redness around my eyes and my nose, and really try and get a bit more of a flawless base. I've just applied a bit of the Bare Minerals foundation on the back of my hand, and then I'm also going to apply the Rimmel Match Perfection, a little pump of that. And then what I'm going to do is just use my hand as a palette and mix the two together. Hopefully they blend nice. Okay, now that's fully blended, I'm just going to apply it with my fingers onto my skin. Just dot it around different areas. Usually I don't need to use any brushes when I'm blending out this foundation, just because it works very well into the skin just by using your fingers, and I feel like sometimes I get a better finish when I use my fingers. So I'm just going to keep blending this out, taking it down the neck, past the jawline. Just make sure everything's nice and blended. You can really take your time doing this. I really like the way that these two have worked together. They've created a really nice base, and I'd definitely use these two together again. So for concealer, I'm going to go in with my Rimmel Wake Me Up concealer first. I think that it really covers up any dark circles, it brightens under the eyes, and it also can cover up any blemishes as well. So I'm going to apply that just around my nose, here where I get some redness. I'm also going to apply it on any spots. Take it under my eyes in a V shape, so just down and up, and that should do. Now I'm just going to use my finger again to blend out the concealer. Just want to use your ring finger for under your eyes and really pat in the concealer. Sometimes I can take it over my eyelids just to cover up any veins. One thing I would say about the Rimmel Wake Me Up concealer is that it's very creamy, it blends lovely into the under eye areas, there's no dry patches, or it doesn't cling to any dry patches. It's a really good budget concealer. Okay, now I'm going to go in with a bit of a corrector, just because I suffer from really bad under eye circles. And the one that I've been loving at the moment is from Benefit, and it is their Erase Paste. I've been using this now for at least, I think 2 years, so this little pot seriously will last you like a lifetime. You only need the tiniest bit of product to use under the eyes. And what I like as well about this is that it's got a salmon tone to it, so it really helps to correct those under eye circles. So if I just work the product between my fingers, it warms up the product a bit, and it makes it a lot more workable and easier to blend in under the eye. So I'm just going to pat that again like I did with the Rimmel Wake Me Up concealer, just going over that area, because I really find that that's probably one of the areas that needs brightening up the most. Okay, because I've used two concealers, I'm going to set my under eyes just to make sure that nothing creases. I don't want any creasing throughout the day. So I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Absolutely Invisible powder. This is a pressed powder with vitamins C, E and A. I really like this because it is what it says on the tin. It's really lightweight. You can't even tell the product is there. And I'm just going to take this on a Real Techniques contour brush, just because I love the way the brush is shaped. It's almost tapered, and I feel like this really sits well underneath the eyes, and you can really press in the product. So just taking a little bit of the Too Faced pressed powder, just gonna dab my brush in the pan and then take a bit of the excess off the back of my hand and then lightly dab under my eyes. I'm just going to sweep my brush into the pan, dust off the excess, and then apply it to any high points where the sun would hit. This would be usually just your cheekbones, your temples, your jaw. Some people like to do it there, and just anywhere where you would like to feel a bit bronzed. I like to use the Real Techniques powder brush for this just because I like the way that it works the bronzer into my skin, makes it look really natural, and everything is blended really nice when I use this brush. Also, I'm really sorry about the light changing. I'm just working with natural light today, so if the sun keeps going in and out, that's why. Probably. Yep, I love the way that looks. So now I'm going to go and do my eyebrows, and recently I've been using the L'Oreal Brow Artist Shaper, and in this side you get a pencil, and then on this side you get the wax. I never really tend to use the wax just because I like to set my eyebrows with a gel, but for today I'm going to just show you how this works. So I think I'm going to go in with this side first. By the way, this is in the shade Dark Brunette. So I'm just going to lightly fill in my eyebrows. Usually the arch needs a lot more work than anywhere else. Okay, and then I'm going to blend it out using the Soap and Glory spoolie. You can use any spoolie, of course. Doesn't have to be this one. Mine is a little bit battered just because I've had this for so long. Just keep brushing it through until you're happy with the way it looks. So I've just primed my eyes with the Urban Decay Original Eyeshadow Primer Potion, just because I have hooded eyes. Sometimes eyeshadow can transfer easily onto the top of my lid, and I find this is the best way to keep it in place. So now I'm just going to go in with Naked from the Urban Decay, the first palette, and I'm going to go with Naked all over the lid. So I've just blended out the edges with the Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush, and now I'm going to go in with Book just into the crease, maybe on the outer V, just to deepen up the look. Again, I'm going to take the Deluxe Crease Brush and just blend all that out. Okay, for the lid I'm going to go in with Toasted and a little bit of Sidecar. So I'm just going to bring Sidecar on the front part of the lid, just here. Then I'm going to bring in a little bit of Toasted on the outer part of the eye. Again, just doing the same on the other eye, bringing Sidecar into the inner corner and like into the inner half of the lid, and then also just putting Toasted on the outer half. Again, I'm going to blend that out a little bit with the Real Techniques crease brush. For blush, I'm going to use one of the Sleek blush palettes. This is in the shade Pink Lemonade, and in this palette you get 3 colours, so you get Pink Mint, Macaroon and Icing Sugar, and Macaroon is a cream blush. So today I think I'm going to go in with icing sugar. So I'm just going to pop my brush into icing sugar, take off the excess off the back of my hand, and then just apply it to this part of my cheek. Next I'm going to go in with eyelash curlers. It's up to you. Some people never skip this. I can either take it or leave it, but these ones are rose gold. I picked them up from TK Maxx. They were quite inexpensive, but they work really well. So I'm just going to curl my eyelashes. And then for mascara, I'm going to apply the Maybelline Lash Sensational Waterproof Mascara. I absolutely love this mascara. I wore it at a wedding and it didn't smudge because there was a lot of crying involved. But one thing I did note that it is really hard to get off. The stain power is amazing. It doesn't smudge anywhere on your eyes, but you really need a good makeup remover to get this off. So I'm just going to apply that to my top lashes. What I would say about this mascara is the wand is really similar to the Benefit Roller Lash. So if you are looking for a dupe for the Benefit Roller Lash, I would definitely recommend picking this up. I've just applied the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in Bitch Perfect, and this is what it looks like on the lips. So this is the end of the video. I'd just like to say, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. And if you like the makeup look or you like my video, please give it a thumbs up or subscribe. It would mean the world to me. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Bye!